Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 322 of the Red Force Podcast. My name is Jojolands. Join me today.
Episode 200 was 3 years ago. What do you think about that?
Hey, it's been a
What do you
journey.
think about that? How long have we been in the game for? 52 episodes a year? 6 years?
6 years.
How's it been?
Longer than 6.5 years.
Eric, how long was Wano?
4 years.
Because we started like halfway through Whole Cake Island.
I don't know about halfway. I
Yeah,
feel like
It was
category
halfway.
5 we started.
it was halfway through Whole Cake Island. Because that category fight, as you remember, long. The chase scene long, alright? So halfway through,
Christian
Okay,
opened
go on.
with early days. He opened with a theory on how Big Mum lives in a communist society.
it's true. It's not even a theory.
He doesn't bring the the Vatican erasing 100 years. He doesn't bring the anarchy.
I literally brought it last week.
He doesn't bring
What are
the
you
crazy. Maybe he's gonna remind the people of the crazy theories that are 200, 300. Because he used to.
I'll be right.
I don't know if he retained all his conspiracy
No, I've
theorist
got 'em all.
knowledge. He's got him in the dome.
See, Eric, the moon rang like a bell. And maybe we'll get that quote, "Well, if we punches the moon." What do you think about that?
Interesting. Christian's an encyclopedia of
And so is Oda.
all things conspiracy.
I see Oda. I see his ancient
You see
alien
You
theories.
see the references.
I see him.
What are we shouting at? Tinfoil Podcast? Tin Hat Folk? What is it?
Many shows, Eric. Many deep dives.
Sam Tripoli?
He's crazy, man. He's crazy.
But he knows.
If you know the truth, you know the
He
truth.
goes away, he comes back, he goes away, he comes back, he
Who knows?
disappears.
He's a man, alright? But to have that much knowledge, you need to be a man.
Anyway, the episode debuted, Christian. My One Piece debut
Of
as
course.
an animator.
Eric's been absolutely milking it on Twitter for those clicks, man. He's been spamming posts about it. Being like, oh, people reacted to it, I'm so happy, oh. Shut up, mate.
Braga was a good moment. Christian, it's a full circle. I started in the community with the Braga intro.
That's true.
Of course, Doflamingo.
Don't forget King of Lightning merch.
King of Lightning
drawings.
merch, that is true. They're all around the same period. I mean, we're finally here when Braga is doing his stupid shit on YouTube.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, Christian, a lot of followers, a lot of likes.
Are you at 10k yet?
9.5.
Have you succeeded on Twitter? Eric, are you making money off Twitter?
No, I don't know how. Christian, I see accounts with like 6,000 followers or whatever, and I see their posts. Maybe they get 100 likes, 200
Are they
likes.
spamming every day?
I assume they're doing like 20 posts a day
More.
because somehow they're making thousands.
Thousands!
Me, I'm making $20.
But you making money, you're not losing money.
I'm making a slight amount of money.
He's making a slight profit from Twitter Blue. There you go, Eric. But you are milking that scene in the anime.
It's about the clout, Christian. It's about the long-term play.
You want that legendary status.
We want the status, then we can do other things.
That's right. You can start making moves, Eric. Start making plays. You are featured on the Sakuga website.
Right.
You are now a Sakuga man.
Christian, without clout, you can't do much.
No, in this day. There used to be gatekeepers, Eric. You used to be able to swindle the gatekeepers.
Now the gatekeepers want to see how much clout you got.
That's right. That's all that matters to them. The clout. Alright?
So, the anime episode aired. Christian, the experience, interesting, learning key factors. So that next time, I'm not going to leave things to chance.
No.
I'm not going to assume certain things I assume. We're going to do it. And we're going to maybe, Christian, if we get what I want. And everyone knows what I want. Shanks Kid.
We all know.
Highly unlikely I'm going to touch any of it, Christian. Maybe at the end, maybe at the start. But Divine Departure, very long shot.
If you get like Shanks like after he beat Kid's ass,
Talking
like,
to Hongo.
or just like
Yo, Hongo, what's Kid's status?
No, if you get
The hype
the walk away, will you source that
Of course.
once?
We don't need one.
Will you draw the entire thing and send it to him?
They're just all going to be keys. There's going to be no in-betweens. It's all going to be anticipated. It's going to be crazy.
It's
But-
all crazy.
The dream cushion, the dream scenario. And then, who knows? We got Gear 5 versus Lucci. They're sourcing it. They're sourcing it already. Confirmed director, the man who first directed One Piece. The man who was heavily involved in Film Red.
So they're sourcing Luffy versus Lucci, of course, Eric. It's all-time classic fight. They seen the amount of views that has on Twitter? On YouTube, Luffy versus Lucci? The AMVs? They've seen it.
But yes.
Thoughts on the overall episode, Eric? We all know the standout piece of animation, Naotoki Shida. Of course, the GOAT, the king, the OG. The OG Toei animator that was there in the dark days of Dressrosa. He kept strong.
Water and Zoe.
He kept strong. And now he's got a crew around him, Eric. Of top-notch animators. Alright? And then, of course, we got the legendary Vincent Chansard with that crazy earthquake, Eric. That's a powerful earthquake, Eric. That's the kind of impact we wanted with the Barge Run Gun.
Right.
That's what we wanted for the Barge Run Gun.
We didn't get it.
Alright?
Crazy.
We need that type of impact with Divine Departure.
Shout out the anime doing the Kuzan
cover story.
Great.
Love to see it. Give that content. You need, if it's not, that's actually an important part of the story.
We need the context for that.
You need it in there.
But good episode overall. Shout out to everyone, working on it.
People say legendary episode, Eric.
I'll take it. Christian, I told you.
Legendary episode.
Unprecedented apparently for a first timer.
Unprecedented.
So I don't know how this happened. They saw this man's goated. Look at this Yonko animation, perhaps.
If your next offer is something that you're not too hyped about, will you do it?
How long is it? How long? How many shots is it? All these questions come up. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Anyway, what else is going on in the land of One Piece before we cut over to Jojoland? Talk
One Piece.
Araki.
Eric, I'm just amazed at the popularity of this One Piece card game.
Gone.
Sold out. We already got a black market going. We got resellers. We got cards going for 5,000, 2,000, 10,000,
7,000.
7,000. It's the whole spectrum. This card game is it going to be a mainstay card game? You got Yu-Gi-Oh!
My question is, are people buying the cards for the novelty or are they playing the game?
People playing it. People go to tournaments. I was at PAX. People play the One Piece game. More people play the One Piece game than people playing the Yu-Gi-Oh!
But no one has the cards.
I'm telling you, Eric, they have the Japanese cards.
They know the Japanese cards.
They've
I'm not playing a guy with Japanese cards. Because this happened in middle school.
No.
Okay?
And they're fake.
Now, Christian, I see there's no chat. What's going on here?
Wait, we got viewers.
There's viewers.
There's viewers.
Shout out if you're watching so we know this thing's, on and doing shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not doing different language cards.
No.
You telling me what the card does.
No. Yeah, I believe all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are slowly moving over to the One Piece game. Why?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Is a bad game right now. It's one-shot kills. It's one turn, it's over.
Turn takes 40 minutes.
No one likes it.
No good.
I've heard very, very positive things about the Digimon card game, Eric.
One Piece is the premier IP, Christian.
But the kings of card games right now, you got, of course, Magic the Gathering. You've got Yu-Gi-Oh! You've got One Piece is in there, Eric. Everyone thought it was going to be some sort of gimmick anime game that doesn't really fucking make sense. Real card game, Eric. People enjoy it. So I'm surprised.
I loosely know the rules, but we're going to get into it at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. Is One Piece the most powerful IP on the globe right now? Or are we still talking Mario? Are we still talking Pokemon?
Still Pokemon, Eric. Pokemon, they could come up with absolute garbage.
I go to the Coles Christian supermarket here, Coles. They're doing a brand deal with Pokemon.
Everyone loves it, Eric. Everyone loves Pokemon. Alright? Even though the games
slowly decline.
They can do some work. But anyway, let's get into some Jojolands. 2 great chapters. One, I'm gonna say this might be the best chapter of Jojolands. One of them.
Okay. Before we start with these 2 chapters, I think we'll get into a conversation about things I don't like about Araki this week.
Eric,
we've discussed.
Eric, let me revise your statement. Things you don't like about Araki, period. Because it's not this week; it's every week, every chapter, every time, every part.
But now we're gonna fight.
Okay.
And
a real fight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not concluded.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure it's concluded.
But we'll talk about it when we get there. But let's start with the details, Christian. As always, Araki loves his
Let me
details.
say, Eric, you were complaining last week about how this doesn't feel like a monthly chapter. We're getting
we got content. At least we got content.
Eric, how much content are Araki?
We got content. I'm happy with the content level.
You got the good content levels,
right.
Alright?
Happy with the content.
What are your thoughts on Araki sitting there drawing with his rulers,
vehicles,
and his protractors, and his NURB curves, sitting there drawing vehicles?
Vehicles are annoying to draw because you gotta pick which lines to draw, which lines not to draw.
They have to be actually geometrically accurate.
I'm sure he's got models.
Sure, but you have to draw a straight line. You have to draw the NURB.
Sure, all those things, but that's what I'm saying. There's certain lines on a card that you will not draw, so it looks more rounded and it's a flat medium, so you gotta flub things. But the cars look good. I like the cars.
Thoughts on this diamond render?
Solid.
He's always just loving it.
My favorite
thoughts
render.
On the watch render?
Pretty good.
Thoughts on the clear render?
Oda did it better.
Oda did it better!
And we'll talk about visual clarity.
I'm going to say that's a scan issue. Because Araki draws with an extremely thin pen.
You're saying the bleed on the pixel bleed's fucking
it up. Pixel bleed's fucking it up, Eric.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll take your word for it.
Alright.
Now, what was I going to say?
Things you don't like. Let's get to chapter first, Eric.
My favorite render, Christian, of all time. Toriko gold render. Unmatched.
The
unmatched
Bambina.
Unmatched sheen.
He knows how to draw gold. Chroming, Eric. He knows how to draw that chroming.
High chrome weapons, Christian. Lovely.
He knows how to draw that chroming. Shout out Toriko. We're back in the chapter, Eric. Jordio's got slashed in the throat. He's bleeding out.
Shallow slash.
Ooh, you don't want to reveal that now.
Okay.
The man is clear with rocks floating around him, Eric. 100,000,000% rock human.
Okay.
Now, Eric doesn't know what a rock human is. Because he hasn't read part 8. And the rock human lore and mythos, alright? He doesn't know what they can do. He doesn't know shit. Alright?
Araki will... I could get contact.
He will. He will go into nauseating detail about the rock humans.
Right.
In one chapter, and Eric will be alright. Might be even 2 chapters, Eric. He might spend 1 chapter on entirely describing a fruit parfait. About how the cream goes down the glass of the fruit. And how the fruit is a representation of perfect order and structure.
How old is Araki now, Christian? 60-something?
He's gonna be 60-something, Eric. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's an indulgent man.
He said this in his book.
He's a decadent man. He's an indulgent man.
He said this in his book.
I don't know if it serves the story.
Eric, it's that flavor. It's not Iraqi, it's the flavor.
Sure, it's the nutmeg in the dish that you're like, what is this?
What is this? I'm not sure about this, but it is flavor.
Right.
It distinguishes it against others. Right? But Eric, he goes for Paco with a dagger. Paco Kikuchimasu. We find out what Paco does now.
He's a kung fu man.
He's a kung fu CQC master.
He's got some rippling effects.
He's fucking huge.
Right, he's tall.
He's yacked, he's yoked.
How tall is this man? 6-something?
He's gotta be 6-something.
Big
he's
man.
a giant man. He's yacked, he's yoked. He's a secrecy master. He's using his stand ability.
Implied physical strength buff because of the muscle level?
You would assume so.
Okay.
Also, his stand is an internal body stand. The most powerful stands with the augmented body because they're extremely short range.
Okay.
So, Parker, close quarters powerhouse. Alright?
Sure.
So, he's a secrecy master. He dodges the knife. Parker uses his stand to grab a metal tray with his arm to block the dagger. Then, flexes his muscles and moves the tray along his arm. Do the hustle, Eric.
Right.
He hustles that tray, punches the man in the face. Bah. Gets him.
Power.
He then grabs a chair with the side of his body and flings it into the man. He spends hitting you at all angles, Eric.
Right.
You're getting peppered. You're getting blasted from every angle. What are you going to do against Parker in close combat? Parker... Is Parker the straight man in this series? He's all business.
He's a straight man.
He doesn't fuck around.
Although Jodio kind of the straight man.
Jodio does do some fucking around when he wants to.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Jodio also is on the spectrum, canon. Alright? He is a sociopath. Apparently he doesn't understand emotions or feel emotions. He doesn't feel empathy. All types of things, Eric.
Right.
But there you go. Alright? So, he grabs the chair, throws it at him. Parker is trying to work out this man's stand. He's covered in floating fragments. He's using light. He's using particles to reflect light, change his appearance, and go invisible, and merging abilities. It's a very tricky opponent, Eric. What's his man doing? What's his man do? Is he slipping? He's dodging.
Right.
Creating illusions, doing all types of things. The man tries to stab Parker, but Parker easily dodges it, Eric. He's doing he's ducking, he's diving, he's weaving.
The anime dodge.
Parker catches the knife between his arm and the pole, then punches his own arm. The stab transfers to the man's arm and bulges his muscles uncontrollably, sending the knife away. Parker grabs the man by the neck, but he says his neck feels like sand. It feels strange, Eric.
Right.
Doesn't feel human.
Maybe a rock-like substance.
Yep. The man fuses his arm with the clouds in a perspective-bending attack. Parker just punches his man in the face, sending him flying. Parker's just like, he tries some tricky bullshit with punch him in the face. With a hurrah, Eric. In the face.
How do you feel about this perspective thing going on?
It's very strange. It's very confusing at first, but then you start looking at it, and you're looking at the coolness factor about Eric, how the fuck you do this in anime?
You just have the shot, the way it's shot. It's not that difficult.
You can't move the camera, because then the illusion doesn't work.
You don't have to move the camera. I want to give it points for doing something new. But that's not the clearest ability.
I mean, I knew what was going on.
Yeah, you gotta look at it a few times. Even with Parker's ability, you kind of gotta look at it, the panels a few times. To be like, what the fuck? Oh, that's what he did.
I don't think so. But I think Parker is pretty straightforward.
Right, but when he like grabs a chair with the side of his body and flings it, I'm not sure if it's not as clear as I would like it to be.
Okay. But I think the perspective warping ability is meant to be intentionally confusing.
Right. Oh no, I understand it.
Yeah. Very cool ability, Eric.
Right.
See, Araki's not going crazy with the stand abilities. He's keeping it. He's a high concept ability, but it's not broken, stupid. Has a million different factors to it. He's keeping it simple, keeping it cool, Eric.
Right. And then we cut from the action.
We're not done there. He flies into the thing. Jodio's still on the ground. Parker says, get the fuck up.
Right.
Put a band-aid on it. It turns out Parker punched Jodio at the right moment, tensing his muscles, therefore making a shallow cut.
Right.
Paco then goes to explain that he thinks his man isn't a professional assassin because his knife skills aren't up to snuff, Eric. Paco's a dangerous criminal. He knows dangerous criminals.
He's a professional.
He says this man can't be mafia. He sucks too much at knife skills. He's not an assassin. He's not mafia. He's playing the role, Eric. He's playing an act. What's this man up to?
And then we proceed to look for this man for the rest of the chapter.
But first, Eric, Yusugi and Jogona come out of the watch place. Jodio, and they're talking about fucking the watch and
right.
what they did and how they're feeling about it. Jodio got a bad day. Yusugi's bagging on about the lava rock. Paco just tells him to shut the fuck up. This is the bit, Eric.
Right.
Yusugi just starts flapping his mouth. Paco says, "Hey,
we still got one
shut
on
the fuck
Yusugi
up."
over here.
Yusugi, I'm not taking my eye off Yusugi. Right? Everyone thinks he's a cool guy. He's a bit odd, but we're not taking his eye off him, Eric.
Hey,
you know why?
back.
His stand is conveniently shit.
Right.
Until he reveals that it's not.
Correct. Until he reveals that you can request concepts.
Exactly. He's going. He's sandbagging his stand. We all know he is, right?
Until it reveals you can request time.
I can request King Crimson or some bullshit. Yeah.
It's gonna be someone else has to do it though.
Yeah.
He can't do it.
His stand is.
But also I can do it though.
His stand is so shit that it has to be a meme. It has to be not real.
Right. It has to.
Araki's playing it up as a meme that his stand is so bad.
Right.
He's asking for a metal detector, well, that wouldn't help in this situation. Yusugi, what are you doing? You're being sus, alright? Everyone knows you're being sus as fuck. Alright? Paco, you worked out the man is using perspective bending attacks, Eric. Alright? Jodio wants Paco to go to the car. Let's go to the car. It's a better position. We're not going to be out in the open.
Right.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Paco agrees and they start moving towards the car. Dragona gets distracted by the man who bought the watch. The man who looks like Senator, not rich. Alright? She's getting pissed off. The man is not looking after the watch. The woman
kind of looks like Steel Ball as well.
Kind of, a little bit. At the start of the series.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Steel, Eric.
Right. Mr. Freedom.
That's right. Dragona, Eric. Getting mad about this watch. What are you doing?
Who buys it like that?
Who buys it like that? Who's not taking care of it?
Disrespectful.
A bird flies over and picks up the watch, Eric. And flies towards Dragona. Dragona thinks that this is the power of the rock.
Right.
But no. Indeed, it is the man. And she gets stabbed in the neck. Paco notices the woman still wearing the watch. And Smooth Operators starts to grab the wound. And we end the chapter. Those are this chapter.
Decent chapter. I don't know. How do you feel about the decision to leave the mansion so early and do something else with this whole watch setup, this whole watch situation?
It's leading somewhere.
I know, but I feel like should the first arc be in the mansion with the cops? We build that situation because that was such a strong start.
The heist.
The heist was a strong start, Christian. I feel like we didn't spend enough time there building that up. The cops didn't even show up. You know, and now we're doing this weird food court watch shit.
Eric, it's obviously leading to the grander plot.
But could we have done this with the more promising setting, the more interesting setup?
Okay.
Because we kind of just we got the rock we're out.
But Eric,
then we got ambushed by cats. And that was the whole thing with the caviar. He keeps on trying to explain that shit goes back to the rock. I get it.
But Eric, he uses it this chapter in an interesting way. Uses it against the reader to fool them. into thinking.
I agree. I don't mind the concept.
Yeah.
But this is like, he has spent a long time setting up the rules.
So, Eric, this is the entire theme of the part. So Araki's spending a lot of time on it.
Right, and now because the man has the rock's following.
We'll get to that, Eric.
You know,
we'll get to that.
But is this rock item thing going to be in every fight? Is that what we're looking at here?
We'll get to that, Eric. A mechanism.
Okay. Will other mechanisms come into play?
The spin, Eric. Of course, if Eric read.
I know the spin. I've seen the spin.
You haven't seen the infinite spin. You've seen it on Twitter. You've seen the infinite spin on Twitter.
No doubt.
Alright? But you haven't seen the real infinite spin. Alright? We'll get to that, Eric. So, we're into the next chapter, Eric. Draguda uses the stand. Smooth operates to transfer the wound onto the bottle. Healer unlocked. We have a healer, Eric.
I like this little wrinkle in the ability.
So, Eric, that's how we healed all the car wounds. You're asking, how do we heal the car wounds? Araki reveals it. Interesting way to do healing. Araki always does an interesting way to do healing. You never get the standard.
I mean, he did an interesting way with Giorno, and then he just kind of, it's healing.
Well, he's like, it happened.
Yeah.
Off screen. I can't be fucked.
But I like how it's used here. It's cool.
Always interesting way of healing on Araki, right? Or he always tries to do something different with it.
The stands are starting to evolve.
Starting to see the vision.
I'm still not hyped about JoJo's though. JoJo's not hyping me up.
Eric, with when he unlocks the spin, we're talking bastard. We've got spinning raindrops, Eric.
That are heavy.
That are warping space and time. And he's be able to shoot them and shit. He's got like the ability to shoot raindrops. There's no way he doesn't. Alright? We're just doing the base abilities. Araki always does it. We're doing the base abilities. And when Judeo has to get stuck in a pinch, he'll unlock more abilities.
This must be a monthly issue that I'm running into.
Eric, it's chapter 10.
I feel like
chapter
it's
11.
almost been a year, Christian.
Eric, exactly.
When are we going to get the hype?
We're about to get a reveal, Eric. Next chapter, we'll get a reveal, alright? We're going to reveal next chapter. Alright?
We got what? We got about 9 more years left?
We got 20 more years. 9 left, Eric. Araki's going to be 85 years old.
Maybe 10 years on, he'll unlock the spin.
Maybe. That's true, Eric. It'll be a while. It'll be a long time, Eric. A long time.
I don't know if this is the fact for every monthly, but are the monthly this indulgent with their plot lines?
Oh, yes.
It's starting to get a little bit.
Eric, the monthly men are indulgent. They're rendering cars. They're doing sheen on expensive watches.
They're going. We'll talk about it at the end.
But anyway, let's start this chapter. We're gonna heal unlocked. Yusugi's biggest simp and crying over Dragona. Dragona isn't interested in romance.
I like the memes in this chapter, especially with the neck thing.
Yeah. He starts choking people.
Starts shaking people's necks.
Yeah. Dragona isn't interested in romance, Eric. Parko has completely worked out the stand. Fusion, perspective warping abilities. Yusuke tries a dumb plan by trying to spawn a metal detector. No one is listening to him because it's retarded. And you gotta appreciate the comedy's good.
I like the bits. I'm not complaining about the bits.
The bits are good. Right. Yusuke might be the greatest big character Araki's ever come up with. Just a man on crack.
He doesn't know what's going on.
He's a simp. He doesn't know what's going on. He's crazy. Yusuke, comedy gold.
Right.
They notice a blood trail going from the man's leg when Judeo used his rain on him. Leading towards a bunch of parked cars Araki expertly rendered. Parko just starts choking people.
Are you a Sandman?
Trying to see people's necks, Eric. See how similar they are, Eric. Right. The rich guy comes back to his car. He starts yelling at the gate to get out of his way. Parko just starts choking him out. He wants him to reel his leg because the man's leg is injured, Eric.
Right.
Jodio pops open the door to have a look at the woman in the car. The man is there. Various things. Action starts again.
Right.
Busts the window. Jodio kicks the girl out of the way.
Standing complaining the whole time.
Does the rich man see the man at all?
No.
Which is very interesting.
No, this is the girl, I guess.
Exactly.
Or feel her.
No. So is this a remote stand? I don't know.
It has to be a stand, right?
Stand plus rock human abilities.
Right.
Many things going on, Eric. The man tries to slash Jodio, but he misses. The man disappears again. The watch starts moving because the man has the rock, Eric. They follow it. Leads them to the beach. They start searching the beach. Jodio uses the diamond as a compass to find him. They go towards the shore. The man pops out of the sea spray and slashes Paco's leg.
Right.
Knocking him over.
2 legs, I guess.
But Jodio uses this opportunity to grab him and force him down into the water. Uses his stand to completely cover the surface of the water so it's heavy and he can't escape.
Right.
Then, during this, the blade is hit with the rain and breaks the blade. So Jodio and the man are stuck under the water surface. Jodio pulls down a raft with the heavy rain and he starts sucking on the air.
Like a video game.
Like a video game movie situation.
From a
That's right.
Bubble. I don't know if this works.
Sucking out. Rocky's done various research, Eric. Alright, it works. Paco goes, I wanted to kill this man earlier, but I think this man, we can recruit this man.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He didn't actually kill those cats.
No, they're just illusions.
Just illusions, Eric. He's not a mafia hitman. He doesn't understand how to use a knife at all. I thought I wanted to kill this man. But this man knows about the rock, and we can use this man. We're going to save him. Dragono, go tell Jodio not to kill him. We're going to recruit him. And then the grand plot starts, Eric.
This man's joining the crew, right?
That's a cool ability. Can you deal with this ability through the entire series? Araki's gonna love it.
Listen, Araki's building a set of tools that are very utility based and specific. Smooth operator, tricky, crafty.
Healing.
Jojodio's gonna think of crafty ways to get people stuck in the rain.
That's right.
Yusuke's more just a brawler. Not Yusuke.
Paco close combat, muscle man.
Useless at the moment. And if this illusion man joins, it's gonna get crazy with like smooth operating these illusions and shit. Who knows?
We're gonna use some illusions with the rain. It's gonna be crazy, Eric.
Might do some snail
Eric,
shit.
the thing about Part 9 I'm very much enjoying is that the crew is solid.
Crew solid.
The characters are solid. See, the problem with Part 8 is the crew is not solid.
Trash.
You're not supposed to like the crew. You're supposed to be suspicious of the crew the entire time because it's like a family and there's like a grand.
It's like a family drama.
It's like a family drama. You're always suspicious of the crew. Alright, but with this situation,
this is more of a Part 5 crew.
This is more of a Part 5, Eric, Part 5 crew. Alright?
I like it. I like the crew. I like where we're at, but I'm confused. Like, why are we in the middle of a fight? And then we cut to Dragona and Yusuke talking about this fucking watch again. Or we're in the middle of the fight and then we're gonna look through cars
Eric,
for half the chapter.
See, Araki does this thing where he won't skip the part where the character finds out the information they need to find out.
Yeah, but just do the fight.
He won't do it.
We don't need to stop and start. He
wants Dragona in the fight. He wants Yusuke in the fight.
But have them join the fight.
But Eric,
we don't need the rich man coming out. This whole rich man plot.
He wanted to do that bit with the watch flying through the air. So Eric, Araki always sets up everything. He's the man that shows you everything.
But we know what's going on.
But Eric, he's very
we don't need it to be reiterated through the characters what's going on. To other characters.
Alright.
It's so annoying.
Eric, you gotta calm down.
He's done this like 6 times.
Eric.
He explained it to us in the watch chapter, and then he explains it to the characters.
The character, Eric, he has to explain to the characters. He always does this. He explains it to us, and then he explains it to the characters. The characters react to the information, and then they discuss the information.
To me, it feels inefficient. Alright? With explaining everything twice. Why? What are you gonna say about that?
If one character finds that information, they have to tell the other characters the information, and he will show that. That's what I'm saying. Because he wants that character interaction, Eric. He wants to build that dynamic.
Yeah, but do it quickly. Don't give them examples of
Eric,
how it works.
he's got 40 chapters. He's got 40 pages a chapter. He likes to draw. He's gonna draw all the details, all the machinations.
What I'm saying is you're maybe interrupting a cool CQC fight to adding these new elements. Okay, I understand you want Dragona and Yasugi and the whole watch plotline to connect to this fight. But at the end of the day, this watch is only going to be used to find the location of this man.
It's about Eric. It's about the mechanism of the rock.
I know the whole picture's going to come out fine. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I was looking forward to a heist, you know. But we didn't really get that. The whole Rohan angle was interesting. I felt like we didn't do much with it. Araki didn't do much with it at all.
Eric, he doesn't really do much with the returning characters. The little cameo, okay? He doesn't like to reuse characters. He likes to do a little cameo and he moves on.
I felt like this was going to be a whole boss thing with multiple fighters.
There is. Don't worry about it, Eric.
No, in the heist, Christian.
In the heist. You thought the heist was going to be the entire part.
Because that's what I was most excited. No, like not the first arc. I guess technically it is the first arc.
It is the first arc,
what I mean.
yeah.
Something substantial. Maybe the first 10 chapters. Doing something, explaining the abilities. Here, everyone sees them. The rock comes into play in the mansion. We figure it out. Also, I understand that massive diamonds actually don't exist. But it's kind of lame seeing a little diamond. It's
not little. It's the size of a palm.
I mean,
it's not a small diamond.
Like a cartoon diamond. Yeah, like a cartoon diamond. I understand it's not realistic, but it's supposed to be a diamond. You know?
This is such nitpick complaints. I want to see a big diamond. All right, well, let's calm down.
That wasn't the major point. I'm just saying it looks stupid in her head.
Yeah. All right.
Could just lose it in the bag somewhere. That's how small it is.
That's the point. You gotta keep track of it. It's $6 million diamond you got there in your hands.
Anyway, enough about that. Araki indulgent as ever.
His monthly period, that's when he gets even more indulgent. When he's just, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
When did he start going monthly? At what point in part 7?
Like 20 chapters in part 7.
Because I feel like part 7 gets going real quick.
Eric, we're 10 chapters in. I have to remind you this. It's been a year. I have to remind you that we're 10 chapters in.
I know.
I have to keep on reminding you.
Christian's gonna... How do we feel about the visual clarity? I know it's a scan.
It only works... It's hard to judge it because Araki uses extremely thin pen to balance it.
So balance is whacked out.
So the balance is whacked out because of the fucking scans.
Okay.
Like, would you actually see, like, a real...
drawing.
Volume of, like, part 7, part 8, part 9?
Clean.
Crisp as fuck. He's not fucking around. Plus, you know, a little bit of volume redraws here or there. Volumes are spectacular. He doesn't mess around.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. But anyway, decent chapters, Christian. Maybe you're just gonna figure out, like, Araki's style is always challenging for me. It annoys me. I don't know if it annoys you. You haven't really said anything about his style.
Doesn't annoy me.
Why is he...
It annoys me sometimes, like, with the Feng Shui, when it's such an arcade thing, you know, like, okay, why does this matter? I'm like, this stand isn't that cool, you need to explain it like a million... Yeah. But The Rock, I'm like, I trust that this watch and this thing will lead somewhere, so I'm not mad at it. Because it's also like the characters discussing the mechanism, and they have to understand how it works.
Right, but...
and he's taking that journey with us.
Sure, but for me, they did that 2 chapters ago in the watch scene with the cameras.
Sure, but they didn't really...
And they figured, oh, the Rock attracts to the money worth and the value, and we know. And he also explained it like 4 times in that chapter as well how it works. Okay, now he's doing it again.
Yeah.
I know this is gonna come into play in the final boss where there's all these mechanisms going on.
We were waiting for an airplane door to fall out of the sky for 2 years.
What does that mean?
The Part A finale.
Okay.
Basically, the fight starts with an airplane door falling out of the sky. And it takes Araki 2 years for the airplane door to come into play. Right?
But
he's a long play man!
Christian, you invented the term story economy. How do you feel about it? It's bloated.
The watch is getting bloated. We understand it. We understand it in every scenario now. We understand how it works. We use it in a fight. It's okay. Alright? We get it. We understand it. Alright, now this man is definitely going to have more information about The Rock. And Eric's going to be upset about that.
I mean, if it's lore related, I'm not too mad.
Okay.
If he explains that it attracts valuable items, again...
But Eric, what is value?
Alright.
What is value?
They already discussed that already.
Exactly, that's the point. The characters have to discuss it. He's trying to get across that these are real people. And you get the banter, and you get things out of it.
I enjoy the crew dynamic.
Yeah.
Alright.
Moving on. I enjoyed these chapters very much.
What happens next chapter? Does Jodio win? Does some...
The fight's over because Parker's like, we'll make him join the crew.
But what's the twist?
No twist. We won.
How did Jodio won, or is he just going to run out of oxygen and the other guy won't?
He's what? Jagoro would be like, hey, stop Jodio, and he'd be like, alright.
And then they're going to be like, you're a man.
And then the man's going to be like, oh, what are you doing? You could have killed me.
The way Araki draws November Rain, very cool. I like it.
The intense rain, Eric.
You see the power of the drops on the surface of the water. Very nice.
Very Araki, Eric.
But am I
visual master?
Am I excited for the potential of the stand?
It will evolve.
Also, we got first fight in the mansion. Jodio, the main man. Now the roles a little bit switched with.
Could give Parker his fight. Parker's gonna show what he can do.
Leading the way, telling Jojo to get the fuck up.
He's a seasoned criminal, Eric.
Will we get the? I'm sure we'll get the Jojo moment with Jodio. I thought he was already that guy, but maybe,
we kind of got it with Rohan, man.
Right, but he's kind of on the floor, struggling.
Eric's tough.
Feeling bad for himself.
He's a green criminal, Eric. He's not a seasoned CQC master like Parker is, alright? There you go. Alright. Great chapters. Moving on, How Strong Is Shanks? How strong is Shanks? Every week, we're up to you with the question of how strong is Shanks. Every week we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is God King.
Yes.
But, still people out there, Eric, say Blackbeard's the strongest. They're coming out of the woodwork, Eric. That anime episode, the source on that earthquake.
They forget how the Quake fruit works somehow.
We're seeing crazy, unscripted, unintended, insane Conqueror's coding going everywhere. We saw with the what's going on with the law transformation. Why is there Conqueror's coding? Why is there Conqueror's lining going everywhere? Law doesn't have Conquerors.
There's just red lining everywhere now these days.
Is it just Haki? Is this what we're saying? We're using Haki. If you want to talk about visual clarity of Araki, let's talk about visual clarity of the anime. What is going on?
Someone needs to write rules, because it's unwieldy.
It's a bit of a Wild West, what Haki is in the anime. Some people out there think sweatiest man on the planet, Arcade is strongest. Desk man, Eric. He's in the episode at his desk doing nothing.
Classic.
Some people out there think Dragon, the man who turns up for nothing.
Still waiting.
We're still waiting for Dragon, Eric. It's gonna be 2025. We're waiting for Dragon. Who's gonna show up in Elbath? Where's Dragon?
He might show up in Elbath. Who knows?
There are people out there who think
Mihawk.
No, not Mihawk. Armor's the strongest. The man who's going to be usurped by Blackbeard.
By
the way, I love how that theory is just canon now. Everyone's like, yeah, of course. Well, first we said it, we're crazy. What are we talking about? What do you mean?
Me first.
Brago was losing, he was sweating it. He doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about. Now he's on board. I find that interesting, Eric. I find that very... Is it because the Gorosei don't look that good?
I think as people think about it more, it comes into play.
Yeah. There are people out there, and they're the worst, Eric, who think Mihawk's the strongest. What are we going to do with them, Eric? You can't convince these people, Eric. People are truly lost. Change the strongest. Change the king. And we bring that information every week. This week's information is Shang is so strong that he doesn't need the rock to be explained 50 times to understand it, Eric. He just understands it the first time. Shang is stronger, Shang is go key.
There we go. Well, the Iraqi had that power. Talk of the show. What are we talking about? JoJo theory.
Alright, Eric, I think I've worked it out. I think I've cooked the JoJo theory for part 9.
The mechanisms.
The volcano of Hawaii are the secret kingdom of the rock humans.
Okay.
Of course, volcanoes can be seen in the prominent images. Various wealth is promised. The rock humans seem to be a forgotten / neglected figure in the world. They feel run down. They're a secretive society.
Is Iraqi a man to bring in local religion, Christian?
He might go to the mountain.
Because I've been playing Yakuza.
Infinite Wealth.
And there's a certain faction that worships the goddess of the man.
I can see it being a thing because, of course, stands come from natural energy.
Bringer of death, Christian, but of course, bringer of life because of the volcanic ash.
That's right.
Rebirth, renew.
That's right. So, I think it has to do with that.
Okay.
Like humans, their law, their society, maybe what humans did to them, of course.
So what was going on with the cats? Do we get to the bottom
They're
of
rock
that?
animals.
They're just rock animals.
They're rock animals, Eric.
This man wasn't the cat master.
He is the cat master. Parker says it.
But so he had a bunch of cats with it.
Yeah.
And they thwarted the cats.
He did it, yeah, but he didn't cut off the heads because it was an illusion.
I wonder if we could see this man being invisible in any of the other chapters. Maybe we'll have to have a look.
Little rock particles. Yeah. A city of gold situation, Eric, in this rock of Hawaii. A secret society, a secret city, a city of gold on the decline, under risk of being discovered and plundered. That's what I can see.
Okay.
We are promised Jodio will learn infinite wealth, Eric. He will learn how he'll become a very wealthy man, Eric. Jodio must learn what it means to be good, Eric. He is a sociopath. He doesn't understand what it means to be good. He has a good life, but he chooses a criminal life. There's nothing wrong with his life, Eric. He's got a good loving mother, loving brother. There's nothing wrong with his life, but he chose crime. Because he's a sociopath and doesn't understand what is good between right and wrong.
Sure.
And he will learn what is good. They all stop being selfish criminals and solve the kingdom's problem. The Jojolands, Eric. That is what is the Jojolands, the secret kingdom.
Of the Rockmen.
Of the Rockmen. They learn about the mechanisms and the spin at this location, Eric. Jodio becomes a spin master, mixing his rain with the spin, making it very broken. Very powerful. It's going to be crazy. Alright. Origin story of the spin from the rock human kingdom, Eric. Jesus is revealed to be a rock human with insane natural energy. We're still waiting on Jesus' answers, Eric.
Where's the corpse?
Exactly. Where is the corpse? No one really knows.
The Vatican.
Who knows? If we somehow parlay this into going to the Vatican, it's going to be crazy. Jodio will be imbued with the mechanism of the rock and become an ultra lucky and good fortune man.
All value attracts him.
Yeah.
Does he evolve into a Rockman?
We'll get to that. Part 8. Spoilers for Part 8. Part 8 is about... Well, the villain has the ultimate bad calamity. You can't hit him because he summons the calamity and he fucks you up with ultimate bad luck. Alright? And the way we get past that is the infinite spin. Because, Eric, it hits you in all infinite realities. You cannot escape the infinite spin. It's so infinitesimally small that it bypasses reality. But But it's not zero, because zero wouldn't exist. As you understand. Alright?
How many times does a rock explode?
An infinite amount of decimal points. An infinite amount of zeros with a 1 at the end.
Right.
That's how small it is. Infinitely small, but it still exists.
Is it 2D?
Who knows what it is, Eric? It's all D.
What?
All dimensions.
24D.
Infinite D.
Okay.
Alright? Part A villain will have the ultimate good luck, but uses it in a bad way, Eric. He'll have the ultimate mechanism. Can't be touched. Ultimate
Who we
luck.
find?
Ultimate luck.
A mafia boss, a rock man.
A rock man who betrayed the kingdom. He was the ultimate lucky man, but he was too greedy.
Where does Rohan play into this?
Rohan, a researcher of the rock, Eric. A guardian of the rock. Alright? As this man who was hunting the rock is. Alright? Eric, Jesus' ability was you cannot be harmed, but that karma is transferred to a random person on the planet. Equilibrium. Equivalent exchange, Eric. Part 8 was about overcoming a cursed existence. Part 9 is about having a blessed existence and choosing good and choosing to do good with it. Part 7 about freedom, free will, and choices. Part 8, curses, overcoming curses, a cursed existence. Part 9, having ultimate luck and choosing good.
Okay.
And that is my JoJo theory. We have worked out the themes.
I don't know how viable the society is of Rockman. That's got to do some law with Part 8, I assume.
Yeah.
There's a society and shit.
Sure.
Is that like a thing in Part 8?
They're pretty much they're lone wolves, down on their luck kind of creatures. Salty about humans. We don't really know why.
Okay.
There's many questions to answer about the rock humans.
Where does the parfait come with? The fruit parfait come with?
Eric, the parfait is all about.
It's about rock sentiments. Is that what the parfait is?
No, it's about... Eric, the parfait is about structure. It's about
hierarchy.
Planning hierarchies or flavors and textures. It's about... It's basically about... You gotta stack... You gotta do things in the right order to create something greater than the whole.
A 2-month metaphor.
It's a lot. Alright?
Okay.
But yeah, that's me cooking the JoJo.
Talk about the napkin.
Of course.
The man who takes the napkin, but you gotta have the...
You gotta have the authority to take the napkin. You can't just take the napkin.
This happened to Iraqi at a business meeting.
100%. He took
this
the
man's
napkin.
a bum. Why is he taking the napkin first? And then he's like, no.
I'm Iraqi. He takes the napkin. Right. Next year, after he's the famous Iraqi, he takes the napkin. And he changes the course of the conversation.
I feel like this only works in Japan because, I don't know about... But in the West... The order is already predetermined.
But I get what he's saying. If you take the wrong napkin, you kind of fuck everyone.
Right.
And they kind of have to go with you. The metaphor makes sense.
Sure.
Alright.
Anything else on the theory?
That's my theory. What do you think about the theory? What do you think about the theme?
Where's the crew come into play?
They're all criminals. They're gonna learn that you gotta do good to get luck.
What's Dragona's deal?
I think similar to Jodio. Like, he obviously cares.
I know
Jodio's
been selling crack and shit.
See, Jodio and Dragona both have a perfect home life. There's nothing wrong with their home life. They claim
they're doing it for their mother, though.
Eric, they have a blessed existence, and they're choosing bad.
Come back?
First, they choose Eric. So the whole point is that they have a really good life, but they're choosing evil. They're choosing bad. They're choosing crime. And Araki says, no, you must choose good. When you have luck, choose good. That's what he's saying.
I guess, but then Parker's like, this man's not that bad.
Because he's going after what he believes, Eric. The rock. He's put into his culture. He's trying to protect the luck. Out of bad hands. They're criminals, Eric. He's trying to get out of the hands of the criminals. The bad people.
Okay.
Do you agree with this theme?
I can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind that plot line where it's going. It's gonna get crazy because it's Iraqi.
Oh, yeah, the concept's gonna get crazy. There you go. That's totally the show. JoJo theories.
What if this watch in the last fight, the watch comes?
It's come back. It's come back.
It flies back into scene.
It's in a fish's mouth right now, Eric.
Yeah, of course. And then it turns out.
Of course, we forgot to mention that
the dial cushion
is pointed.
Is pointed just like a stand arrow, and then it transforms November Rain into November Rain Requiem.
That's crazy.
And he just rains like supernovas or something.
We forgot to mention that the rich man gets rejected in the final bit of the chapter. That's why I think the fight's over. Because, like...
Right, I forgot... I forgot to mention. This whole 2 pages, this stupid bit.
He loves these bits.
What? Okay.
Bits, Eric. Rocky loves the bits.
And people wonder why there's less episodes of JoJo than there is One Piece.
He's doing bits. He's doing big gags, Eric.
Oh my god.
There you go.
That's one way to end the chapter. But there it is, like... It's going somewhere. Araki takes a long route.
He does. He takes a long route,
of
like I said with part 8, Eric, it took 60 chapters for something to become relevant.
Right.
And that, in real time, was 5 years.
Crazy.
What do you think about that? It's like us asking where the anti-Kaido weapons are from Frankie, and then he pulls them out in the last chapter of Wano and helps Luffy beat Kaido. How crazy that would have been? It's like, it's finally time to reveal the anti-Kaido weapons.
Okay.
And like it's a mech, and like Luffy puts the mech on.
Questions.
Time for questions.
What are people asking for in question? So it takes...
From young Joe Barmer, also known as Harvest Berry.
Okay.
I like how Parker goes on the Geek Spies, how the Kamago is a good person, considering like 10 minutes ago he stabbed Jagono through the throat. Parker is a hardened criminal, Eric.
He's not that bad of a guy.
He's not that bad of a guy, Eric. Died, if not for the stand. Parker knows you're going to cover, alright? Do you like the idea of Kamago joining the group? His powers feel too OP, I don't know. He's not a good fighter. He's a sneaky stealth man. He's not a good fighter. Parker established this. His stand doesn't give him good attack power, gives him good trickery.
If he joins the crew, how many times is Araki going to do a stupid perspective?
Oh, he loves it, Eric. He loves it. He loves it. He's gonna... Eric, I can see Araki coming up with the concept, and he's like, this has to be in the entire series.
Well, I guarantee you, it's going to be like... There's going to be a chapter where, like, Jodio's cut in half, but it's actually an illusion for the man to think that the villains killed the guy.
Yeah. Araki, it's too good for Araki not to use, Eric. It's too good. And plus, we need a key to get into the actual plot of this.
We need more details
of this part.
We need
so
a man
we need
who
it.
knows about the role.
Yeah. Do you think Jagona's ability to move damage is as busted as Gold Experience Requiem and Crazy Diamond? No, it requires additional items. It looks like it takes time to actually move it. It's not as good.
Depends how far Araki goes with it, with what can be moved and transferred. If he starts talking
we're transferring like concepts like wounds that they're like 3D damage. It's weird.
So it's possibly work.
If he starts like bending space and time by pulling space and shit, yeah, okay, alright. But
it's possible.
Who knows?
This is JoJo.
That's true, Eric. She can move anything.
Just somehow does the math and unlocks the Mobius strip, just like
That's that Joestar will.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Intellect, Joestar will.
She read it in a science book in high school, Eric. Alright? Don't worry about it. What is something you can see happening in part 9 that hasn't happened in any other
American
parts?
high school, alright? I don't know if that... What was
Your father's a marine biologist, alright?
What's that got to do with...
IQ.
Okay.
A Seinfeld bit. That's what it's got to do with. What is something you would like to see in part 9 that hasn't happened in any other parts? Personally, I would like to see stands become public knowledge. The only time... No, you have to have a stand to see a stand. Let's keep it that way. We don't need random goons talking shit. in the background.
Araki loves his bit side characters
that don't understand. Right. Yeah, don't understand stands. Something that hasn't happened. What would I like to see happen? Give me something that's happened a long time. I want an ongoing villain.
You wanna.
I want a mainstay villain that's there the entire time.
I want a Poochie.
I want a villain. I want a crazy villain. I want a savage villain, Eric.
You want a guy...
Not a villain that's... I want a King Crimson X villain without the insanity. But of course, Yusuke's a prime candidate, but we don't need the insanity. Let's get a King Crimson like...
Let's get a main man.
Let's get a main man back. We've seen it before, but we need a main man back. Alright?
Was Part 8 kind of...
I think Part 8 took it too long to reveal the villain.
Part 7?
Villains... Yeah, it's in the back half, but it works.
We want a Dio.
We want a villain that's actively working against the crew.
A guy sending out the goons.
That's right. From Young Obama, can we give a shout out to the person who was born in February, has done so much for the community? This is Young Obama. This is an imposter, Young Obama. Young Obama would never write this.
Okay.
This is some imposter. Has a community of their own. Every time you see them on Twitter, he gets hundreds of likes and makes One Piece anime better. With the inclusion of Nico Robin, we believe this is done. We have found the culprit. It is done. With the mention of Nico Robin, it has to be done.
Of course.
From perhaps the real Young Obama. Right. When will Rocky make a proper color spread in chapters and make Jogoro much darker? Now that is a Young Obama question. Have you ever heard a question from Young Obama?
He's always talking about skin color.
He's always talking about skin color. He's always talking about Rocky color pages.
Has Rocky done a color spread yet?
Yeah, he did it in chapter 10. He's done like 3. He's always on the cover of Ultra Jump as well. Bindle, be watching Brago catch up to JJK, and I noticed how JJK can have bad moments, dropped and rushed plot points, or bad tone shifts, but the fans either don't acknowledge it, or just let shit slide and not be bothered. Why with One Piece the same thing can occur, but it's bloody murder from these same fans?
Simple answer here, Christian.
Anime hype.
Hands,
anime hype. It's binged. It's quick. You don't.
90s edge.
We're not. It's not like One Piece where we're sitting here ultra analyzing every panel.
No one's invested in the plot of JJK.
No.
It's about the fights and who's stronger and the hands and the
Eric, have you ever heard about the fight? Have you ever heard about the plot? All you ever hear about.
I've never heard about any plot.
All you ever hear about is the characters and how cool they are. You never hear about the plot. It's always about the twists and the characters.
Yeah, I think people know what JJK's about. It's that, and I think Genge's said it before, heavily inspired by Bleach.
Yeah. It's just coolness.
Cool stuff.
Rule of cool.
Right.
Crazy twists.
It's feeling that Bleach isn't deep.
No.
Only one man claims Bleach is deep, and that's Fiji, and he's crazy.
He's crazy. Out of his fucking mind, but there you go.
Yeah, it feels that 90s edge, that kung fu, the hands, the demon powers. No one's really analyzing the plot. So they're not invested for the plot, therefore if the plot falls apart, when's Sukuna killing another man? Kind of situation.
Yeah, it's true.
And Genge is famous for killing characters just when you like them. So no one's invested in the characters, Christian, as like characters. They're invested in their fight skills and stuff.
Yeah.
So when plots are dropped, it's whatever.
That's what it's about, alright? And also, no one's ultra analyzing JJK like that One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we don't see the JJK community. I kind of see it on Twitter. I kind of.
Eric, there is nothing like the One Piece community out there for any other show.
Yeah, because the show is so deep.
There's nothing like One Piece out there.
What other show can you talk about taxation policy?
That's right.
And cargo management.
You can kind of talk about it with Dragon Ball with the king. What's his name?
Which one?
The king of the dead.
King of Underworld. King Yama.
King Yama. What's he doing? The paperwork. How does that work? Taxes.
Sure, but nowhere even close to One Piece.
Yeah.
And there's history and lore and thousands of years. And the depth is endless.
Yeah.
Therefore, it inspires endless. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this, but the fiction mirrors the community. It's a crew. It's an adventure. It's about, so people want to be in. Have a good time.
I don't know about this take.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
It is the thing to talk about.
I feel like sometimes the artwork informs what the community will be.
Sure, sometimes.
That's not really a hot take. I feel like they want to get involved.
Okay. From Young Obama, I haven't caught up to Jojolands yet, but I do have a Jojo question. Is Jojo one of the most inconsistent series in terms of writing, given the sheer number of chapters, to be the sheer number of Araki forgot moments, and certain unresolved / fandom plot points?
Name them.
The most famous one is the part 4, Josuke saving himself in the past, and some time loop shenanigans, but it's kind of unclear what Araki was doing with that. There's obviously time loop shit in part 4, so would you say it's a drop plot point? Araki said it was a stranger. Don't think too deeply about it.
They look exactly like Jojo.
Like, people bring up the Araki forgot moments, but then he comes around in a different part and explains it. Like the stand error in part 4, explained in part 5. Because in part 4 it's just a thing that's there. Part 5 explains it. So he'll explain.
So did he not explain the rock humans in part 8?
He did, but we wanted a lot more answered. There's a lot more unanswered questions. He's gonna do that part 9.
I feel like Araki gets away with a lot of stuff just because of his flavor. Like,
sure.
Fucking look at part 6. Goo Goo Doll's gonna be one of the worst fights of all time.
It's real bad, the anime. It's too bad, Eric. Araki knew. Hey, Eric, Araki knew he had to blow it up. He's like, this is enough.
And the band's not gonna change now. He's old. He's been doing what he's been doing.
Part 6 has the most convoluted stands, annoying stands. Araki said, enough of this shenanigans, I'm done. He reset it. He's like, I'm done. Let's get this crazy ending of all time and let's do it. Right? The ant, Eric. As I've said multiple times. The ant. How could we forget? Right? But there you go. From Be Free Always. Hey guys, been a long time. I hope you two are doing well. Most of these questions are for Eric. He probably can't answer any of them. What theories have you thought on... What theories have you thought of that you are proud of?
This whole Blackbeard shit.
The Blackbeard shit?
Since the Shanks meeting. I said a Navy Blackbeard team up of some sort. Then it morphed into the Blackbeard getting the throne, Christian. What else was my famous one? Oh yeah.
The kid.
Kid getting fucked.
By Shanks, of course.
One of the great moments of all time on the show. Remember that forever, Christian.
Go.
Shiryu not getting the diamond fruit.
Great.
Blackbeard not getting the third devil fruit.
Yet.
I feel like people...
Diamond fruit!
I feel like people have succumbed.
Diamond fruit, Eric.
No one's really talking about that Cerberus Kraken devil fruit anymore, are they?
No.
Blackbeard
with a Kraken devil fruit? Oh.
What other theories are there that we've talked about?
Many Wano ones.
We just keep on being right about Shanks, always. That's just perpetual. Of course, we thought the border was going to open and the dawn was going to rise. That's apparently much later. Surely the Straw Hats are going back to Wano to open the gates.
Eric, it's very annoying. I hope.
Surely that's like Vivi and Shirahoshi on the like a side mission. Shit.
I hope like Yamato opens a forum and then she takes out the Pluton and sails into Raftel. Again, like, we still have to go back to Fishman Island. So don't forget that.
Okay. Not forgotten.
And of course, the Grand Line tour arc where we go around the planet again.
Seeing Laboon.
Eric, get to see all the favorite characters. We get to visit Crocus again, Eric. Crocus. Kureha. 1 chapter per island?
Knowing Oda, probably like
3
pages.
Nah, 1 chapter per island. It's a whole arc. We're having fun. Right before Raftel, Eric. We're gonna have and during these chapters we're still have to fuck around on islands. We've got machinations going on, Eric. What's Blackbeard doing? What's the world government doing? They get ready to assault.
Luffy's starting to get a little scruff as we travel, as time goes on.
The Straw Hat Round the World Journey. Nami drawing maps in a room. Will Oda ever draw a panel of this?
Will Dritz have to eat his words?
Will he regret his words and deeds?
Perhaps.
There you go. What month do you think the Egghead arc will end? June.
Yeah.
June. How long does it take to complete an episode, start to finish, of the One Piece anime?
Every episode would be different depending on the scheduling and budget.
Okay. What is it like to work on the One Piece episode? You can't really say much.
It was a little bit difficult not difficult. It was a little bit of the time getting used to Japanese protocol.
Okay.
But basically,
of
the
course,
same thing on the show.
the language barrier challenge always.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But we got there in the end. It's not much different to anything else.
Yeah. From Chris D. I know it's the first time that stands have dealt with the concept themselves, like friction in Part 8, but it seems a little odd that Dragona can pull a wound to an odd job. The cells themselves have been injured. You're thinking too deep about it.
Who's this?
This is Chris D.
Chris D,
All you have to... It's a simple concept. She can move anything.
Chris D.
Full stop.
Chris D. We had Gold Experience Requiem.
Chris D, we had Dragona pull off a painted number on a number plate, lift it up, move it, and put it back. What's the difference?
Also, like, King Crimson doesn't make any sense.
It's all about the concept.
Right. Araki's there. Ironically enough, Araki goes in meticulous detail about mechanics of the plot, but very little detail
about the stats. Because he knows it's dumb.
Right.
He knows if he starts explaining it, it's just dumb.
It just becomes a word salad. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Talking about quantum.
So he just says, you'll never reach the truth. That's it.
That's all you need to know. Very simple concept. It's almost like a childlike concept. Like, she can move anything.
Kind of like a cartoon.
Yeah. So you gotta think about it like. Have you finished Steel Ball Run? Eric never gonna finish Steel Ball Run at this point. He's a clown, he's a goon.
Listen.
Will you at least get to the napkin scene? The world favours napkin scene.
I feel like I feel like I can't read Part 8 the way you're describing it.
Why?
Because I'm gonna get fucking mad.
It's a mystery plot. It's not like Araki doesn't explain mechanics. It's a mystery plot.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure shit out.
Why are the volumes on this fucking manga so far behind?
They're not. They're getting close.
Well,
we're almost at the end of part 6.
Is that close? Is it?
Yeah, part 7.
It's 2024, Christian.
Yeah.
Why aren't all these material available?
Viz is working on it.
Why aren't they available now? Why do they come out month after month?
They do. JoJo Part 6 is coming out weekly in Viz right now.
I'm saying why?
Because they want to get that. They want to get those clicks, Eric. You know how it is. You need to get those clicks. You need to get those clout.
Yeah, but who's reading Part 6 on the Viz app? It's part of the sub. Number's going to be small.
It's part of the sub. And then they put in the volume.
Okay.
You know. So how exactly does Jodia win? Why is he using November Rain on the surface of the water? He's already won.
To pin the man.
He has the air advantage.
Right.
He's playing the stall game on him. Because he's such a tricky bastard, he has to trap him under the water, where he can't use his illusion abilities.
Now this was a plot point in part 3, perhaps, with the guru.
A little bit. We did use water there, but it was a different scenario.
You need to breathe. Do you stand still, Eric?
But that's old universe.
Oh, this is the new universe. But
yeah.
I guess Joe is breathing with air.
And that was one time, Eric. And that was one time in part 3. There's been many other times this rule does not apply.
Can stand still go through the people's bodies?
No. That's only very specific abilities now, Eric.
Not just every stand.
No. They also can't shrink to infinite sizes. Part 3 is a little weird mechanics Araki didn't think about.
Okay.
But we're in a new universe now. So new rules, Eric.
There you go.
What's the effect that Araki used on page 28 when he is about to be stabbed? The panel is lighter shade than the rest of the chapter. Literally just a lighter pencil.
Lighter pen.
Lighter pen. And he's done that part 7, part 8. He's been doing that since monthly.
Yeah.
Why does he draw like that? What is the intended effect with it? He's trying to create clarity and he's trying to create depth by using different line weights and textures and shit.
Yeah.
Kapachi, what's your favorite theory that has ever come true or your hope will come true? Preferably a theory that will be answered soon so we don't have to wait 10 years to see it right. That...
My favorite theory was Shanks one-shotting Kid.
Of course.
Next couple of chapters? Give this man something to think about.
Bonnie, Ultimate Nika form.
You're talking about full Gear 5.
Yeah.
King of Lightning loses his mind.
Oh, right. And it's the worst arc of all time. Alright. He'll be alright. He'll be mad, but we're going to have to tell him to calm down.
Why are people still saying that Delph fruits are funneled through scientific machinery in the ancient kingdom?
Eric, it's exactly what you talk about. It's ancient. They're trying to connect ancient theories.
Let it go.
Alright. From Christy. Who gave Van Olga that sword? 1 second he says tough guard to Gene Bart, and then the next second from the flashback he's obliterated Cracker Biscuit soldiers that took Gear 4 power. Which is a toy? Eric, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Toys is doing whatever the fuck they want.
How can I say this? Got nothing to do with Toei or what happened with the anime.
Yeah.
But in storytelling, in the narrative process of making animation and film and stuff, some people don't give a fuck about power scaling.
And these are the theme merchants, Eric.
No, they just want to tell the story in the most efficient way possible.
And they don't care about story.
They don't want the roadblocks in the way. Like, it took Gear 4 to break these crackers.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't even think about it because they're not concerned about power.
So what they're saying is narrative / story economy is more important than power scale.
Correct, and that's across the board in every industry, every creative industry of every story. That's why when you watch Star Wars,
makes no fucking sense.
That's not a fucking ability.
They go fuck you.
Oh, but yeah, they're like, yeah, but it's in this book and like it helps progress the plot, and they convince themselves that it works. Or like how Luke Skywalker's now a fucking idiot bum.
Yeah.
Who has all his character progression lost. God, but it serves the narrative and the themes of the characters. You know, this is what happens to people.
Well, they're too obsessed, Eric, with the mechanics.
Well, they're not concerned about the roadblocks in the way. They don't want to navigate the roadblocks. I understand that because if there's too many roadblocks, it gets convoluted fast.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You gotta be consistent, otherwise you break the illusion. Yeah, but then
he does have ice arrows.
It is true. Yeah, and that's the final question, Eric.
Okay.
Another episode in the bag. Jojo in the bag. We wait for the next One Piece chapter. We wait for the next Jojo chapter. We're chilling. We're having a good time. Shakes the stronger, shakes the good king.
Get ready for the next One Piece episode.
Yeah.
Shanks might be there. Good night.